Admiral Zexathara's four eyes narrowed as she studied the holographic display floating before her command throne. The data streams painted an impossible picture, one that defied every tactical doctrine the Krillian Empire had perfected over 3 millennia of galactic conquest. "Repeat the sensor readings," she commanded, her voice carrying the weight of absolute authority. Her communications officer, a young Krillian with still bright blue scales, trembled as he spoke. "Ma'am, long-range scanners confirm. The 7th Battle Fleet has vanished. All 847 vessels, including the dreadnought Eternal Dominance." The bridge fell silent except for the soft hum of the ship's quantum processors. Zexathara had commanded fleets for over 2 centuries, had witnessed the subjugation of 47 worlds, yet nothing had prepared her for this moment. The 7th Fleet represented the pinnacle of Krillian military might, ships that could crack planets and warriors bred for conquest across generations. "What was their last known position?" Zexathara asked, rising from her throne. Her massive frame, standing nearly 3 meters tall, cast imposing shadows across the bridge crew. Sector 7 Alpha near the Outer Rim territories. They were investigating reports of human activity. The word human sent a ripple of nervous energy through the bridge. These strange bipedal creatures from a backwater world called Earth had only recently been discovered by Krillian scouts. Initial reports had been dismissive, a primitive species that had barely achieved faster-than-light travel, their technology centuries behind Krillian standards. The High Command had classified them as a minor nuisance, hardly worth the effort of formal conquest. "Take us to their last coordinates," Zexathara ordered. "Maximum quantum drive." The journey took 6 hours, during which Zexathara reviewed everything the Empire knew about humans. They were physically weak compared to Krillians, lacking natural armor or enhanced strength. Their lifespan was pitifully short, barely a century. Their ships were crude, their weapons primitive, their tactics unrefined by galactic standards. Yet something had happened to the 7th Fleet. As they dropped out of quantum space, the sensors immediately began screaming warnings. The debris field stretched across several light minutes, twisted metal and crystalline fragments that had once been the pride of the Krillian Armada. Zexathara's tactical officer began running analyses, his claws clicking rapidly across holographic interfaces. "Admiral," he reported, his voice barely steady, "I'm detecting massive energy signatures consistent with exotic matter detonations. The debris patterns suggest they were attacked from multiple vectors simultaneously." "Show me the battle reconstruction," Zexathara commanded. The holographic display shifted, showing computer-generated projections based on debris trajectories and energy residue. What Zexathara saw defied belief. The 7th Fleet had been arranged in perfect defensive formation, overlapping shields, coordinated firing patterns, the formation they'd used to conquer dozens of worlds. Yet the attack patterns showed something impossible. The assault had come from everywhere at once, as if the attackers had appeared in multiple locations throughout the fleet formation simultaneously. "Admiral," the sensor operator called out, his voice tight with fear, "I'm detecting a single energy signature in the debris field. It's still active." On screen, the view screen shifted to show a small object drifting among the wreckage. It was crude by Krillian standards, angular, unpainted metal with visible seam lines and what appeared to be actual rivets. Compared to the elegant curves and seamless construction of Krillian vessels, it looked like a child's toy. Yet this primitive craft sat alone in a graveyard that had once held the Empire's most powerful fleet. "Ma'am," the communications officer spoke up, "we're receiving a transmission from that vessel. It's in Krillian language." "Put it through." The voice that emerged from the speakers was distinctly alien, the harsh clipped tones of human speech attempting to navigate Krillian phonetics. But the message was clear. "Krillian vessel, this is Captain Sarah Chen of the Earth Coalition vessel Defiant. I believe we need to talk." Zexathara stared at the screen, her mind racing. One small human ship, one crew of primitive aliens, and somehow they had destroyed the most powerful battle fleet in Krillian history. "Captain Chen." Zexthara finally responded. I am Admiral Zexthara of the 4th Imperial Battle Group. Explain what happened here. There was a pause before the human responded. Your fleet attacked one of our survey vessels 3 days ago. Killed everyone aboard. We took that personally. The casual tone in which this human described the annihilation of 847 Krillian warships sent chills through Zexthara's exoskeleton. That's impossible. Your species lacks the technology. Admiral, the human interrupted. Your species has been conquering others for 3,000 years. You've perfected the art of overwhelming force, superior technology, and tactical precision. But you've never faced an enemy that learns. Learns? Every one of your battles is recorded, analyzed, dissected. Every tactic, every formation, every weakness. We've studied you for months. We know how you think, how you fight, how you die. The human's voice remained eerily calm. Your 7th Fleet fought exactly as we predicted they would. They never adapted, never improvised, never considered that their enemies might not follow the same rules. Zexthara felt something she hadn't experienced in centuries. Genuine fear. What are you? We're human, Admiral. We're the species that survived ice ages, plagues, world wars, and extinction events. We're the ones who turned a hostile planet into home, who looked at an empty universe and decided to fill it. We're the species that doesn't know when to quit. The human ship began moving, its primitive engines somehow managing to match the advanced maneuvering of Zexthara's flagship. Your empire has conquered through strength and technology, but you've never faced a species that conquers through adaptation, determination, and the absolute refusal to accept defeat. So what happens now? Zexthara asked, surprised by the steadiness of her own voice. Now? Now you go home and tell your empire that Earth is off limits. Tell them that humans don't seek conquest, but we will defend ourselves. And tell them that if they send another fleet, we'll be ready for that one too. As the human ship disappeared into quantum space, leaving Zexthara alone with the wreckage of Imperial might, she realized that everything had changed. The galaxy had a new apex predator, and it didn't roar. It simply adapted, learned, and won. For the first time in Krillian history, the Empire would retreat.